Hey everyone, welcome to another student tutorial, and this time we're going to be looking at data, one of the best ways to tell a story and certainly, I guess, outline the actual problem to start with is by using data and visualizing data in a really engaging way. So let's pretend that my project and my safe refuge design is based around bushfires. I've done some research here in regard to the approximate number of bushfires across each state. And so if I look at Queensland, for example, and I go back to 2018, there were roughly 6,000 bushfires that took place in that calendar year. So let's have a look at how we can actually utilize this data, put it in our presentations, in the competition to really tell that story effectively. So the first thing we're going to do is look at a couple of different options. One of the great options is coming over here into the elements and looking for our charts. So if we do a quick search in here in regard to charts, we can see that we've got lots of different charts. For example, we might look at Queensland, we might bring in a bar chart here. And when we bring in that bar chart, you can see that we've got our table over here at the side. So our overall chart might have something to do with, okay, let's look at 2018. The number of bushfires in there was approximately 6,000. And so you can see here, we can start to play around with that bushfires and we can just create simple bar charts or simple other charts in regard to that. So we might look at a pie chart. We can have a look at the next. If we look at the 2019, we can start to alter those different elements there. So we go to 2019 and we look at Queensland here. Oh, let's go up a little bit. We saw that there were 7,500. So we click on that data. We can edit the data at the top left and we can go and put in any data that we like. So let's say it was 7,500. You can start to see that data pulling in and we can customize, change that data, change the table, and we can have a look at different elements like that. So we can also click on those obviously and play around with our different colors as well. And we can look at colors that suit our presentation in regard to those different elements too. Let's say we wanted to do that a little bit differently. So what we could do is let's add another page in our presentation. We'll make it a presentation slide. And this time we're going to look at something different from charts and look at our design tab, and we might type in infographics and have a look and see if there's some great designs there. And we're starting to get some really great designs coming through. Now, our infographic really did relate to the dates in the calendar year and how many bushfires. So if I type in dates or if I type in timeline, we're going to get those infographics that are really much about the elements of what we had. So I might go down here and have a look at this one here. And we've actually kind of got a really nice timeline. It doesn't really suit our colors at the moment, but we can very easily say this could be bushfires. Let's go with bushfires in Queensland. And all of a sudden we're creating this different area. We might put a number of bushfires here. And then we might start to play around with this. So the number one at the top might be, for example, 2018. And we might have here the number of bushfires. In this case, it was 6,000. And we can have a look at those different elements there. Now that's looking pretty great because what that'll do is it'll show me from 2019 onwards up to 2000 and so on. And that might look really, really great. But we can also do some other things because we can bring in our elements and we can take a look at things like, let's look for a little graphic of a flame. So what we can actually do, if we look at graphics for flame and do a search, you can see here we've got different elements. So we might actually bring in these different elements here and actually have that as a bit of a graphic that's coming in as the different areas. Or we might bring it in and zoom right in here as far as we can. And we might make that graphic a little bit more visually appearing. You can see here we've got the number there. We can also perhaps have a look at bushfires. Let's have a look at bushfire. And we'll have to spell that correctly. Here we go. and you can see that we've got some different graphics coming through that are a little bit more visually appealing, kind of like some of these ones that are coming in here. You can see here we've got some really nice colors at the side of it in regard to our bushfires as we go forward. Now you can also use obviously images as well. And one of the benefits of using photos or videos for bushfires is we can have a look. Let's have a look at flames. And if we bring in a photo of a flame that has very distinct colors, say this one here, you can see here if I make that a little bit smaller, come up, we'll make that a little bit smaller so you can see. What we can do with that is obviously we can remove the background of the black there if we wanted it. So it's going to pick up just the flame itself. Or we can hit our 3 dots on the side, and if we go down, we can apply the colors to the page. And what that does is it's starting to get a little bit more in sync in regard to the different elements. So you can start to play around with your images to bring them in and actually make them a little bit more by applying the colors to the page as well. So it kind of goes from that pink color, if you like, from the 3 dots, apply colors to our page, and now we're starting to get some more different colors going forward in regard to what we're actually doing. Now, that doesn't happen with all of the graphics. So when we do a search for our graphic, and I'll make that a little bit bigger, you might like the colors from that graphic, because if I click on the graphic there, I'll go back and click on that graphic, you can actually see that there might be graphics. Now, the apply colors to that page doesn't work great with graphics, but it does with photos. So all of a sudden, we can go back a little bit and we can start to think about how we can custom those different colors and apply those to our page going forward, which is great. We'll do that one more time. So we go to elements, we look for those colors or those pages, and we might say, hey, flames with colors of red, yellow, and white. We find a great photo that's got those different elements. We might want to use that one even though it's not appropriate. We can apply the colors to the page, and then we can get rid of the graphics. So you're actually using those reds and those different elements in there. So you can actually start to play around with how you want your slide to be created by using those. And I think I like that a lot in regard to them. We can then bring in our elements as well to make those go a little bit further, and they are found in the graphics area. And you can have animated GIFs or GIFs, depending on how you want to say it, included in that as well. So what we can certainly do there is we can certainly look at those elements of increasing a range of different colors with backgrounds in our charts, and how we can visualize the data by increasing our charts, editing the data of what we find. We can also import our data if we're working with a Google Sheet, for example, or we've got some other elements there as well if you're collecting the data. But what we wanted to look at today was definitely you've done your research, you've identified the natural disaster that's happening in your state. And what we really want to do is see if how we can represent and tell a story with that data in our projects and in the competition settings as well. This is Paul Hamilton from UTB. Hope you found that useful, students, in regard to using data and telling stories with your data.